okay, that I'd be able to find you. And once that was gone, that uncertainty, I don't know. It's not that the house is gone, I wasn't sure in that moment whether or not I'd be able to get you guys back.
Well, we're back now, Silas. Close your heart to it. Don't let it weigh you down. Spend the energy on Cathal.
I was gonna say Silas would probably, like, as she says, close your heart to it, would close their eyes as well as they're, like, channeling this energy, this emotional energy, and they kind of wince when Cathal is mentioned again.
Remember what Pa says. There's no point worrying about things out of our control.
I think Silas would do their very best to, like, part of them wants to just tell Finley that Cathal's death was their fault, but at the same time, they do not want to tell her.
Your call?
They don't, but...
You guys spend some quiet moments in the attic.
I think eventually Silas would try and perk back up and probably once again wiping their nose or their eyes or something, look to Finley and say, how about... Do you want to hear what I've been up to?
Sure.
I think Silas will
You
adjust
need
them.
to clean yourself up. She means like wiping with her sleeve on your face.
Oh, come on.
And Ma and Pa should hear it too.
Yeah, but...
Then come on. They deserve to hear it too.
Okay. I can't move my character right now, but...
You guys return back to the kitchen.
I got something I want to ask Owen if nobody else wants to jump in.
By all means.
Well, no, hold on. It's called round robin rules. Also, because chronologically, you guys are all fucking askew. So,
One day we'll sit
as
down
you
and
come,
actually eat the
as you're like
dinner
coming
while
down and talking about, like you're just beginning to roll into.
Well, I was gonna say Silas would probably tell, I don't know, just one story of something that the group has done, rather than the whole story quite yet. Silas wants to have an actual sit down and talk about it at some point.
Fair enough. So as you're beginning to roll into that story, then.
Yeah.
Altani does come up to you.
Ew.
Because I don't imagine crying and gushing in the attic is a short activity.
No.
Altani, with a jacked insight, just goes up to, hey, Sai, tilts her head.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Quirks an eyebrow. Are you sure? She looks at your sister. Are they? Probably been better. Then never mind, I'll hold off.
Oh.
It can wait.
It's something that it's fine. We've moved on.
She looks at your sister again, and she just like does like a yeah. If they say so, then they say so. Fair enough. So I promised I'd tell you earlier.
Oh.
Well, I told you earlier that I'd tell you now. Whatever. Yeah. She looks at your sister, who gets the hint and makes herself scarce by moving all 10 feet down. I had a talk with Alessander and Oriana, and She like rubs the back of her neck awkwardly again.
Mm-hmm.
She looks around.
Watches
Like,
her expectantly.
she looks around at the large amount of people in this room and in general that are in the building, the establishment, whatever you want to call it. How many of these people do you guys actually travel with? Or are they just invites like me?
Princess starts counting on their paws how many people we travel.
Yeah, you're gonna need more than 2 paws, I'll tell you that
Let's
for
see,
sure.
1, 2, 17, 40.
Channeling that stupid, for lack of a better word, playful energy. It's like, hold on, I need to borrow your hands, and like grabs her hands and
She
and
smirks
is,
at that.
is like counting. It's like a lot, but no, they actually do say. We have quite the company.
Where do you guys get all these people?
All over.
Do you guys butt heads or anything? If you get them all over.
Sometimes.
Do you want another?
I think Silas will tilt their head at that. Another.
Can I join you? If I'm being honest, I'm getting a bit tired of traveling alone.
I mean,
And she like shakes her head like in a really slow, or not slow, but like a really slight manner, just shaking her back and forth. I don't think Coulter is actually gonna come with me.
I don't know if just my vote, you know, I'm not the only one who can say yes to this, but
And I'm not
I don't
asking
see
you
why
to.
not.
I'm just, I don't know. I don't know if you want to ask everyone first, or if I should just go ask everyone.
we could do it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. She does like a fist pump. Then I'll follow your lead then.
I will warn you, though, we are a big group and we have a lot to do.
Everyone has a lot to do. That's just how life is. Remember how she like puts a hand on your shoulder? Remember how I told you some people are destined for greatness?
Mm-hmm.
That's what being great's like. A lot of obstacles, a lot of challengers. You just gotta put one down and keep going. Just keep rolling.
I think Silas will, like, I don't know how to describe it, but also put their hand on Altani's shoulder so that their arms are, like, crossed.
Mm-hmm.
And so they'll be like, yeah, one thing at a time.
Let's do this one then.
Very well.
And the two of you can begin heading out. I will say it is 5:10.
Pretty late.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we have, again, probably another 2 sessions to be at this party at least, so we'll call it there. We will call it there. But, yeah, just, I don't know, record down somewhere what your next plan was, or would be, so on and so forth. I mean, I can look at the culture on the screen and sort of figure out one of them, but, you know.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of a plan, I guess.
It's an idea.
Let's go.
It's an idea. But, yeah. Thank you all for playing, and next week we'll have a whole session with everyone, including Dorky.
Oh, yay, Dorky!
Why
Yeah,
isn't my mic picking me up? Whoop.
She basically told me, like, in the middle of last night, like, hey, I can hop on, and I'm like, asleep, so I can't really answer that.
Real shit?
Real shit? You're fucking sleeping? Yes.
No, I meant real shit to
Like,
fucking
wake
what
up,
you said.
real shit meme.
Yeah.
It did ping me because she DM'd me, but I saw it, read it, and then just went back to sleep because I'm like, I literally went like, all right, nothing I can change about that right now. The night right before sesh, so back to sleep. But yeah, so next week we'll have everyone back. Fingers crossed.
Ooh.
And yeah,
Let's go.
I'm probably gonna
Nice.
drop in some, or maybe we'll see on this because I have a busy week ahead of me at work, but if I have the chance or opportunity, I might drop some like conversation, not like the actual conversations, but like the backs and forths, like the synopsis, the abstracts of what NPCs are talking with each other about and stuff like that.
It's like when you go to the Mass Effect party and the NPCs are talking to each other.
Basically.
We walk past. Yeah, gotcha.
Basically, something like that. And I will say as a disclaimer for those, and this is what Silas detected before session started / at the beginning of session, Varric has been making the rounds.
Like I saw him sneaking around occasionally.
He's been moving the entire sesh, more or less. So you can assume that Varric has had a conversation, or at least a shorthand back and forth with nearly everyone, with probably the exception of the Secret and Slayer captains.
I know that's a Varric only thing. In fact, where is he now?
Yo,
On the second floor? He must
He's
be.
right here on the kitchen next to the boiler.
I knew that.
Yeah.
He's testing you.
Yeah, so yeah, he is. And Abigail did confront him on it, like, why are you doing it? So. And
Why are you being a spook?
Oh shit.
it's
wait,
more of
hold
what
on.
is he spooking? It's more of what is he spooking on? Like, what is he trying to do?
What is his goal?
Yeah, essentially. So.
A whole lot of Nunya.
Wherefore art thou spook?
No, he has nothing to hide. At least not to Abigail. So I'll disclose it now because it might get brought up. I think Abigail's gonna tell you guys later, so something for you guys to think about, I guess. Varric is just simply doing a wide network of social manipulation. Not in like a bad way. He's not trying to incite like a fucking Avengers Civil War in this household right now. It's not like a fucking Elder Scrolls quest line or something like that. Who done it? No.
Jacob and the Black Watch.
If anything, he's sort of just trying to encourage camaraderie. He's trying to get insights on everyone. That's really the bottom line of it. So, like with Zol, he's just wanting to figure out like what Zol's about, which you can probably figure out what Zol's about pretty fucking quickly. So once you figure out what Zol's about, it's like, okay, that's what you're about, but what do you want?
Yeah. I gotta say, I was surprised to get that advice from Zol. That's gonna...
Blessed be the wisdom of drunkenness. But, yeah. I will say, as a saging point, not going forward, because again, you guys are probably gonna be in this freaking house for at least 2 more sessions, and then by that point, after those 2 sessions, Kirsty and Garth will be down here, so I'm no fucking cool what happened with that. Maybe we'll just be in this house again, I don't know. They could see me mimic the body language of whoever I'm roleplaying as.
It's a nice house.
It is nice. Oh,
It's nice body language.
It's a nice body language. Ooh la la. But going forward, like, if you guys want, like, I know Marika and Kasai are very adamant on keeping the group together, but the bottom line is, like, they can't, like, their ideals can't best reality, right? So, you guys probably will end up splitting again. I'm not saying split the PCs, though. Like, I know there's some people that want to do certain things, like Vaso and Kasai need to go to Sofal to grab shit. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, like, in a strategic way, split.
Right.
More than just, like a week or something. Like, just in general. Well, maybe it is just a week, I don't know. But, yeah, you guys, how to say this? If you guys so choose to do this avenue, which I'm not saying you should or shouldn't, it will, like, you're so be pushing... Like, you're placing your trust on NPCs to get shit done. Like, you give an objective for them, and they will get it done. Like, that objective might be shallow and simple. They might get back to you guys pretty quickly. Or it might be like, oh god, we thought it was only 2 steps, but it was actually 20. And you guys would just have to have faith in your NPCs that they can get the job done regardless. So, that's sort of like strategic outplay.
Yeah, I like that idea.
And it's a core. I think it might be a point of like.
NPCs.
I mean, if you guys want to travel with all your NPCs, that's fair game because I'm trying to. I like that because then I can like begin honing that system. I keep talking about like, yeah, this is what happens. We got insights in the Cordon, right, of like how that breaks down. So like your party doesn't even have to split on a strategic level; it can split on a tactical level. So like, you know, half the group goes to repository, half goes to the church. Like, that's a more tactical level, versus strategic is like, we're sending you to Silfwall, we'll see you in a month. Right, that sort of deal. So there's a lot of wiggle room in this, and that's just sort of the reality of it. So something to consider. Something to consider.
Mhm.
But yeah, let's figure out today's session. Honestly, I'm probably gonna do like blank part 1 and then blank part 2 and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Confrontation.
Oh, so you can figure out
conversation,
a
part one.
title for the entire house episode?
Yeah, I'm thinking Homecoming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Finley had said home is where the heart is, so I thought where the heart is.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
Hey,
Ooh.
I like it. Nice
I like
one.
that one.
Where the heart is.
It's in your
I like
chest, you rube.
I'm curious because I think you mentioned this before, or like at the beginning of session, but I kind of missed it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if there's anyone else missing, but I know Evelina isn't there yet.
Correct.
Yeah, this is
When are they coming again?
This point begin next session.
Okay.
Oh,
Chedamir, Aldrich, Danaway, Danny, and Anella. Did I say Anella? Whatever.
Don't
Back-
say Anella. You've never said Danny before until now.
I definitely said Dan in the beginning.
Oh,
I know because I was like Danaway, Danny. I'm like, oh yeah, there's like two letter difference apart.
yeah.
Yeah, I definitely said Danny.
The room I was in the beginning of Sesh.
It wasn't really a room. It was really more just a corridor to the rest of the house.
Got it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna actually sketch a whole fucking magnificent mansion because
No,
that
I
technically is infinite.
Yes. Okay. I think my starting point for next week is asking Owen about Sajar's family and how they're doing. So that's my...
I mean, I could give you those answers like in between sesh because you probably would have asked that already. But that's
Oh
fine.
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so I'll give you those answers out of sesh. Oh, wait, I don't have the grid not turned on. Activate grid. All right.
And he'd ask if they'd said anything about the nature of their departure. Because he's very like, why is my mother not talking about it kind of thing. Does Owen have any insight to that? That's what he
I mean, I can tell you right now if you're okay with other people knowing.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Let's see. So Aldrich's family is fine. They're with the rest of the call right now. Less so as members of it. Like obviously not
You mean
all of them are
Sajar's
members of
family?
it. Yeah, Sajar's family, my bad. Not all of them are members of it in technicality. So yeah, they are basically more akin to guests, but as guests are very finely treated because that's just sort of the culture. You know, you're not an asshole to the guests.
Yeah.
If you do that, then all Hus Jaxera smites you, and it fucking sucks. They're doing fine in terms of medical treatment and like injury and stuff like that. They're not really in any sort of danger. They're basically full patched up. In terms of mental state, though, that's a different story.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Some of them are in, I wouldn't say denial, but they're definitely trying not to think too far back on that incident. As for what information Owen and the other Skelf wardens have been able to parse out of them on what actually happened, it's hard to... They describe it as... It's a rather banal beginning. Rather boring. Anticlimactic beginning, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Like, it was like an everyday sort of evening sort of deal. But then they all were hit with a sort of sudden feeling of dread. That something was happening. They didn't know what. They just sort of had this sixth sense tell them that. And then when those combat capable were able to, well, not were able to, so when they geared up, they began sort of fortifying, if you want to call it that, the house. State, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't really matter. As they were just sort of huddled together, this sort of break in the ground like began opening up. Like imagine like a broken street. Like
Yeah.
a crack in the earth. That sort of like tarmac sort of deal. Something like that. your mother, in particular, she's the one that heard it, but that's not to say that the others didn't hear it. It's just that they didn't catch it. Heard the sound of something being like hammered, some sort of cudgeling, some sort of crunch. So like something physical caused this to her perception, that break in the earth. What came out of that break in the earth was not physical, or at least it wasn't normal. What she describes, it's, how to say, God, I wish I knew the term for this. There probably is a term for it out there. She saw people, humanoid-shaped figures, begin pulling themselves up out of the ground. I guess you could say sort of similar to like a zombie, but they were far too fast and animated to be like that low tier and undead, or undead at all. But as they began pulling themselves up out of the earth, also this is not the right music for us, but I'm gonna keep rolling for it because it's funny to me now. As they were pulling themselves out of the earth, she noticed that they were sort of immensely disfigured. Not in the sense like they're mutated or anything like that, or like had hunchbacks. It's more like, imagine like a broken body, like someone that hit the fucking ground from the top of the Empire State Building. First off, there wouldn't be much left, but hypothetically.
Mangled?
Mangled, that's a good way of putting it. But their mangledness didn't really matter, because like her, how to say, what she perceived as a mangled person, she doesn't think was the reality of it. Like, it might have looked like that, but it definitely wasn't that. Almost like an illusion, is how she would describe it. And there was one figure that was normaler amongst them. But going back to I'll go back to that person in a sec, but amongst all the mangled stuff, they moved inordinately fast. And she can't even really describe them as walking. More of a lunging. Kicking off the earth and like surging forward, if that. And you're sort of catching this, and this is something Owen and all the other Scale 4s would also catch, like how vague it is, how indescribable she's like this is.
Yeah, it's almost like something like their sensory input was manipulated. Like you mentioned, the illusion.
Correct. Yeah, there was a figure described amongst it. So, let me see. Let me see if I can find their art.
Faster than normal movement kind of reminded me of the Sigillium Prime, like moving outside of time, kind of.
Thanks for the connection. Oh gosh, okay, give me a second. I have to actually locate this. And Discord is not good at
Would this align time-wise with any of the times when Sajar was in the Dreamscape?
No.
Okay.
Come on, Discord, don't fuck me here. Do not fuck me, Discord. What the fuck, bro?
Are you trying to
Visually,
fuck
I
with
get this
Discord?
mental
You
imagery
fuck me, I fuck you.
Big
Say
input.
you have workers building a tomb, an ancient tomb like in Egypt, and then you throw them into the ditch and fill them up with, stone to be part of the structure as mortar. Like with the Chinese Great Wall of China.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the kind of mangled body imagery I'm getting in my brain. So that makes me ask the question, did they look like they could have been mangled bodies from within a ruins on the peninsula? Or did they look like visually separate from that, like otherworldly or familiar?
I'm on the otherworldly side. Like their mangledness had no visible injury, if that makes sense. There's no like incision or anything like that. Like, or like jutting out bone. Like, let's say their arm was twisted, like in a really like a 90. Like, imagine taking your from your wrist to your elbow, go midway, and turning that 90 degrees.
So
Like a
more
fucking-
misshapen than broken.
Yeah,
Okay.
and there's no uniformity across these, by the way. Okay, so the uniformity is that they're all fucked up. This is what, from what they were able to parse, is what the figure looked like.
Ooh.
And he
That man big.
emerged. He emerged out from an abyss of darkness, if you want to even call it that. No stars. No, just a rip in worlds. And that was this is the individual that took your father.
See,
And he
Fred
moved
brain.
immensely fast.
my brain is telling me that Melvin sold his soul to the void? Question mark, and then he abducted Cedra's dad.
Mm.
My tinfoil is telling me that Melvin is no longer fully human. So that's what I suspect. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Because that's quite the armor and that weapon, though. Whew.
I will say your mother did try to fight this individual, and nothing she did affected him.
Oh no.
No attack, no spell, no nothing. Literally nothing affected him. Which is why she's a bit at a loss at current.
Ooh, then it's less likely to be quote unquote void and more probable is that there's no light. Be Nightmare Imperium related.
I will give
Interesting.
one other thing about him. He did laugh at her.
Yeah, that sounds like Melvin.
It sounded like the sort of like raspy sort of laugh. I guess imagine like General Grievous. General Grievous laugh.
Much better.
Okay, let me rephrase that. Original General Grievous, not nerfed Revenge of the Sith General Grievous. Cool General Grievous. There you go.
Chad.
Because that guy had an awesome fucking laugh, dog.
Yeah. Okay.
Ah, God, there's no clips of it. Let me see if I can find it.
This one?
No, not this one. No. I'm talking about the animated by Genji Tartakovsky.
The good,
Oh.
that good shit.
I think I might have found it. No, this is just him clapping 6 Jedis at once.
Get him! Is one of them Shaggy?
One of them was Shakti, one was the guy with the really big head. And then one of them was Shaggy, yeah.
Let's fucking go.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of Dirge. Wait, hold on. Maybe it's Dirge I'm thinking of.
But the game?
Not from.
Oh, it is Dirge! I am thinking of Dirge.
Oh yeah.
This guy. My bad.
What a fucking villain.
Oh, that's robotic sounding.
Let us see. Oh, I know this man.
Yeah, he's the guy that got split inside out by Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
Oof.
And he's just flesh on the inside.
Yeah, like a hunter from fucking Halo. I love that. I love that shit. I love that shit so much. That's probably the inspiration for the Underswept.
Terrifying monstrosities that used to be man? Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, so that's what the laugh sort of would have sounded like. Very tinny. So, yeah. That's fun.
That's just swell there, bud.
This fits. No, this fits. Because if Melvin is indeed connected to the Nightmare Imperium, that would explain, in my mind, why he would need the Nocturnal, because he wants to get there. And why else would he need it, or want it? Yeah, this fits in my brain here. Conspiracy Fred is tinfoiling. Yeah.
Depending on who you share the information with, I can give you more answers because they would have insights on stuff.
Yeah, I don't think he would hold this back from anybody at present. He would be pretty open with the information.
Marshall Neal is obviously
But-
off the table. He doesn't count.
Yeah.
Um. God, I don't even know who would. Those. I need to think. Who would have what information? I'm also trying to crack my neck. Trying to crack it for about 10 minutes. And then I
I
end up
put my
snapping my neck.
4 fingers behind my ear, pushing against my skull, and then I take my thumb on my jaw, and then I twist lightly.
Nah, I just like cock my neck really hard, or hold it there and try to push even further past. As you do,
Further
it does it,
beyond.
but not this time. C'est la vie. I guess it would be him. Varric would respond that the armor is not anything provincial or elven. There's no style that mimics that fully.
Yeah, that further makes me think that it's actually. Sajar would ask Wolfgang about the armor, and if Wolfgang recognizes it.
Ooh,
seen something.
Ooh.
okay. Of all the battles Wolfgang has done across time, there are probably some that were sort of similar, but nothing's like this. Like, there's just some, how to say, craftsmanship styles and design choices that make this, like, unprecedented. Particularly in the hip armor.
Yeah. See, that makes me think one of two things: Nightmare Imperium or Clanker. Clanker City, deep down, Warforged. What are they called? Warcast.
Warcast, correct.
Right. So, to my mind, it's one of those two things. And I'm starting to think that there's a connection between the Dreamscape and the Subterran Warcast Dominion. But I have nothing to back that up, obviously. Other than this guy's appearance. Okay, cool. Lots to think about.
Fun times. Fun times. But, your family's safe, at the very least, even if they're not fully able to articulate what happened to them.
See, that part makes me think Dreaming City as well, because if they're not fully able to comprehend, perceive it, that would be plausible. Yeah, yeah.
Who knows? Who knows?
You do.
Fair. That is very fair.
This guy fucking knows. He ain't sharing.
Yeah. Anything pop into your mind, Alec? Any spontaneous thought? Or you, Garth? I don't know if Nina's here. She mute.
You chose a very poor time to ask because I have to use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no stress.
I'm gonna make another channel. So we called this one Where the Heart Is. This one I'll call Homecoming. Big Brain. Can use both titles.
Strunk.
Zug Zug. Duplicate channel.
Zug zug.
Mm-hmm.
What does sunset mean?
I don't fucking know, dude.
But yeah, as for things popping into my mind, I think you haven't already said. I'm pretty sure if it's like a mechanical laugh like Dirge's, it does make me think Clinker. But I mean, I don't know. Are they capable of are they capable of finding things funny? I wasn't in that one shot, so I don't know how. Not really sentient, but you know.
Not particularly.
I'm back.
Like
Back
the
to
Warcast
back.
and the Earth are basically like a network mind. So more, yeah, like not really. Unless
But-
you like told a joke that the core of the hive mind, if you want to call it that, found
Oh god,
funny,
they
then I
all
guess,
laugh.
yeah, then yeah, they all laugh, I guess. But it's
But the
like I
technology's
don't
there, but-
know if like robots have the sense of humor, right? Like logically, so
Initiating humor
People.
protocol. Uh, 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 uh,
Ha 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 ha.
Protocol complete. Thank you.
Yeah, I will say like the laugh that he gave off definitely had like malice, condescending arrogance behind it. So
Hmm.
not that laugh protocol sort of laugh.
No. No, I'm definitely suspecting Melvin got his grubby little hands on some Nightmare Imperium voodoo.
I will
And,
say your family sort of has heard that Melvin's still like doing stuff. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's that surprising though.
No. Alternatively, maybe Melvin found something in a tomb somewhere. But that seems more far-fetched to me. Yeah, no, that's lots to think about.
I have no clue if this is copywritten. I will end it. I thought you stopped recording, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's funny, isn't it?
I mean, it shouldn't matter if he
What?
cuts the video at
The
all.
picture or something.
Yeah. That was a while ago.
but yeah.
The fact that Wolfgang's never seen similar armor or armor like it. To me, that's a strong selling point for the
Nightmare Imperium.
Nightmare.
Right.
Yeah.
That is a good point. Because he's been around long enough to see like to even have like an idea, like whenever something new crops up. The Falls of Nations, the Rise of New Ones.
Yeah, exactly.